a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports.
Wait, what today, girl?
I want anything, just give me anything.
Anything you say no. Here what I had today. I had the DL4 Plus and I have A24 Galaxy. A24.
Yep.
Before we go further, every Friday make sure and be here between 2 to 5 p.m. We are happy hour. Don't forget to come. Yeah?
This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. In studio with me are two key people involved in this month's Culture Month observation, Dr. Catherine Smith and Mrs. Bernadine Louis. It's a pleasure having you. We're coming down to the bottom of it.
Yes.
I could imagine you already beginning to breathe a sigh of, all the hard work, but for a good cause.
Yes.
How has the observations been throughout the month so far?
You know, everything has been active and well attended for Culture and Tourism Month. It's been great from the opening ceremony, which was at a heritage site, as we're having the closing ceremony, to the evening of performance. The cultural education panel discussions that were virtual went well, had a lot of interaction there. The cultural food fair, book fair, and arts expo was a success. People were there. Everything has been wonderful. Anegada Lobster Festival, of course.
That was a blast. My eyes still tell the story.
I was at Fuji Festival on Tortola. It was crowded. It was
Awesome.
wonderful.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then the event that you had at the H. Lavity Stout Community College, the cultural.
Yes. Oh my goodness! The
Mm-hmm.
evening of performance. The Remember My Name with the talented Janice George Harris as the artistic director, and all of the performances that went so well. We had such an audience. It was so engaging. We were looking at the video and actually at some point putting the video out.
Okay,
we're going to see if
great.
we can do that.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I'm so happy. What this tells me from what you're saying, and I don't know if you would have seen that too, Bernadine, is that persons are finally gravitating more and more to cultural activities.
Yes.
Yes, and that's the whole idea and aim of having the Culture Month, Culture and Tourism Month every year. We know that it's getting bigger and bigger and grander, and it's now very well supported, which we are happy about that. And so we are happy also for the opportunity to be here to so that our various organizations can continue to talk about and share information on our heritage, and we do that through Culture Month each year.
Okay.
The literary festival was.
Oh, the literary festival.
I know it was at the beginning, but let's not forget
that was an impact. I can attest to that one for sure. And there was something else that I observed that happened throughout the month. I don't recall ever seeing it happen in the past. Independent of your groups and organization, there were some community-minded organizations who did their own things. I saw some Rotary, I think it was Rotary Club of Rotown. I saw they had tours of historical sites. I saw them, I was going about my business and I saw them on the party bus right there at the old prisons on Main Street. And then later on saw posts on Facebook talking that this is what they did for Culture Month.
They did that.
Yes, and then there was this morning walk group that chose to go to historical sites. So it's catching on, and people are logging on to what matters for culture.
Did you see what the Social Security Board did?
I was there.
Oh, you were there. Yes, you were.
Saw the live.
Yes, I did see the
Yes.
live. I
Yes,
saw
I was-
their page and I saw your live.
Yeah,
Yes.
they had me with a question that I wasn't. At the beginning, I thought it was Yes Van Dyke they were talking about, but then no, I didn't hear that before. But my answer was Yes Van Dyke. I did the lucky dip, and I got a packet of candies. I didn't eat the candies. The sweet stuff for me. A lucky child had that, and I'm sorry for the parent. Probably a sugar overload. But we're here now, and we're coming down to the bottom of it. We're winding down. What's planned for the closeout?
Okay, I just also wanted to mention, to the point you were making before, just to say that it's heartwarming for us too at Culture to see more and more agencies, private sector, government sector, whatever, becoming involved. Attorney General's Chambers did a great celebration.
Yes.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to list them all now, but it's just great to see everybody, joining in.
Yeah.
And now,
And what was so interesting also, to add to what Kathy said, the schools, there were a lot of resource persons from the community went to the schools, and that was very engaging, and I'm sure and I know that the students enjoy that. And in fact, tomorrow, we are going to have the final Culture Day at an educational-based institution. So we end off at the college.
yes.
So we have a Culture Day tomorrow. at the college,
HLSCC, yes,
college.
and Virgin Islands Studies
Awesome.
Institute, yes.
Awesome. So that
Yes.
is one of the
Fire.
closeouts. But on the final day,
Yes. Okay. So
What's happening?
we are now reaching to the end of the wonderful, exciting
I'm
marathon.
noticing the smile.
I'm just being propelled by the excitement about the closing out activity.
Yes.
Okay. So you notice that we started at a heritage site, Kingstown, St. Philip's Anglican Church ruins at Kingstown. So you would see that this month we really are bringing more of a focus to the heritage sites as well, heritage tourism. So we are having the closing ceremony at one of our other most significant sites, although we have so many significant sites, which is at the Stickit at Long Look. And it's going to be quite an event because we're going to be wrapping up the month. But we also want to tell the history of this site in a different, fresh, exciting way.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that starts at what time?
So it'll be tomorrow, Thursday, at 5 p.m. at the
Okay.
Long Look Stickit, and I hope that everyone comes. Would you like to a little bit
Yes,
about it?
if
The program or-
Mrs. Louis could give us a little background to that particular site.
Yes, well, I am the deputy chair of the organization that's actually planning it and involved with the Department of Culture and the Virgin Islands Studies Institute is the 7th and 8th District.
Yes, 7th, 8th District, yeah.
Heritage Society. And we were created, this would be pre-2017 hurricanes. We started somewhere around 2015, 2016. And we started out with, being very excited to share the heritage, the information and the culture and history of that particular site. Because international literature will tell you that it's the first African community in the Western Hemisphere. But I usually say yes, the Western Hemisphere, but certainly in Tortola.
Free.
First free African community, and the second one being where we had the opening ceremony, which is Kingstown.
Kingston,
Yeah. So we have been very happy to share, to do a research, document, and share information with visitors. So we have been doing a program of Culture Days there for a while, where the visitors from overseas that come in on the cruise ship, they would come there and we would have, tell them the story, we would give them tours, and have, different local foods and different crafts and so on. And the most important feature and interesting one was what we call pop-up museum. And I think that name tells it pop-up, in that we pop it up or we build it, we put it there when we needed it. So it's not permanent, it's not always there. But when we have visitors, when we have bookings, we set it up And the churches in the area were very involved, the Methodist Church, because that was a big part of the life of the community. And also the Church of God of Prophecy Community Worship Center. We work together and so on. We have a lot of different things, and Kathy, she can jump in here. We just recently finished the mural wall of the story of the church, the Longlook Methodist Church. We have the actual history of the Nottingham estate story, the Nottingham Free People. That's also told on a wall. And the tours are really excited. We give tours all the time, but then the hurricane happened, and we have been getting back there slowly. So we are really happy, Kathy, to host it.
Thank you.
Tomorrow?
Yes,
right.
tomorrow
and,
at 5.
Right, at 5.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know.
So we have pop-ups. We'll have a pop-up set up there tomorrow.
We are going to pop up certainly.
Yes,
we're going to pop up all over the place.
Yes, we're popping up all over the place in the area.
Yeah, in that area. So.
We really are.
Yeah.
Okay, so what the program looks like tomorrow?
Well, an important part of it is the pop-up that Bernadine is speaking about here. What we're trying to do, and I want to say here that we're working with the 7-8 Heritage Society, and then VICA of the Virgin Islands Communal Association is also working with us for this closing ceremony. So we're going to pop up visuals that persons haven't necessarily seen before. So we're really going to have the area, well, we want it to look like I don't know, a little village if we can. So that's going to be a fresh and interesting look. Things that persons might not have seen before, as I mentioned. Some of it could be about genealogy, some of it how the village looked in this different way that persons hadn't seen. Information about dynamic, significant people that we would want to know about at the site. So that's a part of it, the visual look of it. In addition, thank you to the 7-8 Heritage Society for the educational materials. So that's being produced and would be disseminated for anyone who wants to come and learn about it. The history of Long Look, the history of the Methodist Church, the fact of the free village that it was, and the importance in the UK. Remember, there was even a parliamentary debate about this village, and the fact of with the pros and the cons of, can black people be free? Can they maintain their freedom and manage themselves well?
Yeah, can they be free? Not no longer bound.
Right. It was an important parliamentary discussion, and the village did so well. Further details would be provided. The story is going to be told tomorrow.
Okay, a lot of storytelling.
Yes, so we do that through artistic presentations, but in addition has a special element. We're going to hear from the stakeholders. We have the Long Look Methodist Church. We have the Church of God of Prophecy, Long Look. We have a historic home just to the right, I think, of the Church of
Church, just above, in the hill above it.
Above, and Mr. Ivan Letsom.
Yes.
The man of the hour, he will be discussing the life that the village had. Mr. Troy Christopher would be making that presentation.
I think his grandfather.
Yes, his grandfather.
Yes.
Bishop Chalwell will be there to represent the Church of God of Prophecy. Mrs. Keturah Crab, or whomever she designates, would be there to represent the Long Methodist Church. And then there's another historic home, beautiful. They're beautiful. Down below, almost opposite
the same
Long
church.
Methodist Church.
Yeah.
And it was the home of Terence B. Letsom, whom the airport is named after, and Mrs. Brenda Letsom-Tai will be with us to speak a little bit about the history of that particular.
We're not together.
Yes, and that one is in discussion in terms of being a part of the project. But so it's going to be great to hear in a unified way from the stakeholders that would be involved in the project. In terms of the project, the walking tour, that will also be presented. We actually have a visual that pulls it all together. And I don't know if you can talk a little bit about it and where it stretches down also to the park. I don't know if you can give a little bit of, we're going to be visually presenting that and as well as at the program.
Long Look does have, in addition to being the first free African community, it really has a lot of history because the park that Kathy is talking about is the one that we are going to rename it the Thomas Family Park. It has ties to the whole Perseverance tragedy story, where in, I think it was 1932, where an entire family, the Thomas family, they lost quite a significant number of the members of the family in that tragedy. Perseverance was sailing, it was a sloop sailing from Tortola to St. Thomas, and it disappeared just as it got into the mouth of the harbor. And they were very significant boat captains and, tradesmen and so on that boat that were lost, family lost, 6 or more family members. So we're going to pay tribute in that park to that significant story and that whole history. So we are taking persons around, and then from there you go to the Stickit. The Stickit, it's an interesting name. Persons always want to know what that means. Yes. Because long ago, that was the center of the village, and I think there was a tamarind tree there, and some kind of tree. I think it was a tamarind tree. Yeah. And they stuck notices on the tree. So everybody would come stick it. Yes.
Oh,
so stick it there. So and you go there to get your news and whatever was happening. And because it was so central, a lot of persons in the evening, they would gather there. And, the children would play around and all the men and so on would chat. And interestingly enough, Kathy mentioned the late Honorable T.B. Letson. That was his hangout. He was the legislator and a representative there for a long time. And that's where he hung out with his constituents. You could always find him at the Stickit. So it's
so Stickit is actually a coined word
Yes.
by the Virgin Islands people. You wouldn't find that word in the dictionary. I gotta check.
Yeah, it's probably there by now, but but that's the origin of the name, because that's where they stuck up all the notices and what was happening. If you wanted to know what was going on, you just went and you hung out there, and so the government built that monument in, as a memorial park.
Wow.
We are both proud descendants of
Lama. Oh yes, she mentioned the genealogy aspect of it, and we are trying the president is or the chair is Ron Potter.
Yes.
And he and I, we have been working, we are first cousins, working for a long time. I gave him a challenge long ago after we found the names of the Nottingham Free people. Was 25 of them, and I said, Ron, okay, I'll give you a challenge. Work with me and let's see if we can find present day generations. And so we work through that, and we have a database. Well, he manages it. And
Ron is very good at that.
Yeah. So we work together. But we found out that we are really related. Yes, we are
family.
Both. We are family. Yeah, from the Nottinghams.
Yes.
And interestingly enough, I am also a descendant of the Kingston community. So when I did my research and so on genealogy, I'm a descendant of a Kingston African person and also the Nottinghams.
I have to do some research too, because one time someone told me that the Richards that are in Guyana are originally from here, and I've never heard of that. They were so certain about it. I still have to check it. So I might have some roots there.
Yes, and if it was very long ago, like during the plantation era, that had happened when certain groups went out and can be traced to the Trinidad, even St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, Trinidad, Guyana.
Might be a good person to ask as well as Bernadette Louis.
And me that.
And he told he told me
Wow, great. You see why these observances are so important. But we think that we are different people. We are all one people when you get down to the bottom of it. But we're really looking forward to the closeout. We shared a lot here on this platform, which should ignite your interest to go learn more. The genealogy part, yes, we all should look at that. And I would love to hear the story from Mrs. Brenda Letson Tai on TV and on all the other stories there. So great weekend, a great month of observation. I can tell you that it would be safe to say Culture Month 2023 was a bang. It was a bang. It's going to be a bigger bang in closing out. I want to thank you so much, ladies, for sharing and for your commitment. Happy that you get some time now to switch over to Christmas activities, but great rewards from what you would have done this month. And I want to thank you for taking part in whatever way you would have done. You may not have been able to go to certain events, but most of you would have worn a territorial outfit or something to show your solidarity and your appreciation. Continue to enjoy the culture, the heritage of the Virgin Islands, and check out the Thursday night at Long Look, the Sticketeria, for the closeout.
5 p.m.
At 5 p.m.
Thank you to you, Kathy Richards.
You're most welcome, and I want to thank you for joining us here on The Big Story.
we here, Mackinson brand, 88G7, 21 share. The first straight Mac air conditioner arrived in BVI. 7 Energy, 21 share. We're saving 45% in electricity. I'm so excited. I can speak. I feel like I got my father when it's Christmas. My father give me my toy. I feel like I got a new toy for my Christmas. So, my people, one love. Let's go. Mackinson arrive. Yeah. That's my coach.
Hey guys, it's your guy Tim here at Digicel BVI. We have so much happening at the Digicel store this Christmas. We have a lot of giveaways, we have a lot of prizes, we have so much. But right now I'm gonna pass it on to Hashim that's gonna tell you more about what we have coming.
That's right, Tim. Digicel is doing it big for the Christmas. We are giving away an iPhone 15 every week for the holidays to anyone who taps up their phone, pays their bill on time, or signs up for a brand new Prime Supreme bundle. We even got something for the youths. Let me see a talk to that.
Thanks, Hash. I was just telling my students on how they can win a PS5. All they gotta do is sign up and buy a SIM, and it's theirs. Let's see what Leo's saying.
Hey, Glenicia, all of that sounds nice, but don't forget, we have that cruise for 4. All expensive paid for. All. Let's see what Yadoli's saying.
Thank you, Leo. That's a cruise for 4. You can't go wrong with that. But I wonder if they know about the $500 cash that you could win every week. Man, swing it back to Tim.
No, thanks guys. Now listen, right? I have so much happening at Digicel. We have a lot that's going on. But let's just now introduce the new guy.
Hey Digi family, if you're not family already, this is the perfect time to join our family this Christmas season. Digicel, baby.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.